COVID-19 testing.
It varies from day to day, but we were seeing positives in all age groups.
The new site for COVID-19 testing in Irving attracts long lines. We tell you what you need to know before you go. Shop talk and style.
So this is a very good initiative to get the conversations going.
Irving police are expanding an award-winning program. Hear from one of the newest participants who is a violent crime victim herself. Plus, the neighborhood seeing an increase in violent crime, helping students get ready for the school year, and a look at construction progress at Heritage Park. Now on City Source. Hello and welcome to City Source. I'm Thomas Gandy. Our top story today is once again COVID-19. Case numbers and hospitalizations continue to rise, breaking records on many recent days. A statewide face covering order is now in place. Also, access to Irving City Hall is limited. Residents are encouraged to pay bills online or by phone and schedule appointments for other business. A Dallas County Health and Human Services moved one of its drive-through testing locations to Irving. We visited to learn more.
People start lining up here around 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning to ensure they get a spot in line.
Irving is the home of Dallas County's newest COVID-19 testing site. It's at the University of Dallas.
Because this is a big benefit for the city of Irving residents as well as Dallas County residents as a whole.
Perfectly safe to come up, get your testing if you live in Dallas County.
Monday through Saturday, 500 free tests are available to Dallas County residents who meet any of these criteria. They are symptomatic, age 65 or older, living with chronic health conditions, are essential workers,
meaning they are either a DART bus driver, a first responder, a healthcare worker, or work at an essential business such as a grocery store, or individuals that may have attended a large congregation event such as a big church service or a large event where a large gathering has occurred.
Here's how the testing site works. The first stop is here.
When they pull up on the South Silver Road at 114, we have our residency verification tent where they'll verify that the individuals do meet the criteria for testing.
Next, they wind through the line and approach the testing tents. People stay in their cars the whole time.
Once the spot is available, they have 3 tents set up, so they're able to do 2 cars per tent. Then they go through the process of administering the nasal swabs.
Then those samples go to Austin, and the people receive their results within 24 to 48 hours.
Which is a lot quicker than a lot of other locations within the county.
So far, the results are eye-opening. A lot of younger residents are turning out for tests that come back positive.
We're seeing a big number of individuals within the 18 to 40 year range, as well as a lot of older individuals.
This testing is the result of a partnership between Dallas County, the City of Dallas, the City of Irving, and the University of Dallas.
Well, the university wants to reach out to its community all the time.
And we couldn't have done this without all the partnerships.
And there is more to protecting public health than testing. And those partners are encouraging everyone to take a role. Wear face coverings, keep a distance, wash your hands, and
if you don't need to go out, don't go out. It is something that individuals do need to take serious until we do get a handle on it.
The address of that testing site is 1845 East Northgate Drive, Lot B. Find a link to all of the testing locations across the state, along with the latest information on city facilities at cityofirving.org/COVID-19. And Irving also recorded its first mosquito sample testing positive for West Nile virus. Whenever a positive sample is detected, the city schedules spraying in the affected areas in the overnight hours. Also, there are steps you can take around your home. They are commonly called the 4 Ds of mosquito protection, though you could be technical and say 5. First, dusk and dawn. Those are the times to stay indoors because mosquitoes are most active. Dress in long sleeves and pants. Use an insect repellent containing DEET and drain any standing water around your home because it can become a mosquito breeding ground. Find more prevention tips along with spraying schedules at irvingfightsthebite.org. Now back to COVID-19. Those concerns have prompted the cancellation of numerous events. That includes one that the Irving Police Department was hosting with faith and community leaders to promote engagement in one neighborhood that is seeing an increase in violent crime. That's the Walnut Hill area.
When I talk about violent crime, I'm talking about homicides, I'm talking about aggravated assaults, I'm talking about domestic violence assaults. We've seen increases in all 3 of those categories unlike we've seen in other years.
Chief Spivey says this area has been a challenge for all of his years working in Irving. He says there are several reasons behind the current increase in crime, but he believes this one is key.
More than anything else, it has to do with the lack of stability in the neighborhood. And because of the apartment complexes we have here, the constant flow of people in and out because of short-term leases, they don't feel a tie to the community that we would like to see. And so it just creates that opportunity that if you're not invested in an area, you really don't take care of it.
Chief Spivey recommends that people get to know their neighbors and not be afraid to report crimes. More police news now. On our last edition of City Source, we started a series of reports on an innovative, award-winning program designed to promote more positive interactions with police. We have followed Shop Talk from the very beginning, and now the program is growing.
So you had a good weekend, Miss Monique?
I did.
Heather Foster is among the first to join the expanded Shop Talk program. It now includes female stylists.
You all beautify so you can get out and enjoy your day.
Yeah, I'm awesome. Again.
As we've shown you, Irving Police launched Shop Talk in barbershops.
Say what goes on in the barbershop, stay at the barbershop.
To improve relationships with the African American community.
We talk about everything.
And there are similar bonds in the beauty salons.
We're known to be psychiatrists, psychologists, and we get pretty personal in there.
Hey, how you?
Doing good, doing good.
Officer John Plunkett and other Irving officers routinely visit.
I think it's really positive getting her involved in the program because when I first went into her shop, she probably wouldn't say this here, she was nervous.
Over time, they built trust, and Heather Foster felt comfortable sharing her story as a crime victim years ago.
I was attacked. He pushed me in my home and committed rape, and a very forceful and brutal type of rape.
A few years later, things changed for her here at the police department gym. That's where the Irving Police Department offers free rape aggression defense classes. And Officer Plunkett got her signed up.
I encouraged them to attend this here, and she was great.
As prissy as I am.
In fact, Officer Plunkett keeps a clip on his cell phone from her class.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's Heather, and that's one of our officers there. There's no faking or shaking in that one. That's 100% real there.
I became, very empowered.
So what did that do to your confidence and your feeling after taking that class?
Oh my goodness, I was so empowered. I felt like I could kick anyone's butt. I'm sorry. I get excited about coming because I was learning so much that I did not know that I wish I would have known when I was attacked.
It starts with what we're seeing and doing right here.
Heather also attends the Shop Talk quarterly meetings with barbers, other salon owners, and program supporters. They talk about current events, and lately there are a lot.
Will there be a global or universal policy?
They keep it candid on race relations, policing, and more.
As you are having those conversations, which I know you've had, certainly to a greater degree than ever before, you can talk about what the Irving Police Department believes in.
Do they always have to shoot to kill?
On this day, Officer Plunkett is here to answer that question. But when he's not, Heather Foster has learned a lot about policing, and she shares what she knows.
It's made a difference in my life in terms of knowing that the Irving Police Department, knowing that they care actually.
We also try to get members of the community to participate in the Citizens Police Academy.
Officer Plunkett often talks about other ways people can build their understanding.
You get to shoot, go to firearms training, get to drive the police cars.
That's because he believes knowledge is a beautiful thing.
Okay, see you next time.
And beauty is the specialty here.
Today, you want me to shape it a little bit?
Along with friendly conversation.
Are you planning any travel?
That will be more accurate when the topics turn serious.
I'm just happy to be a part of it. It's made a huge difference in clearing up any type of misinformation.
All because of her involvement in Shop Talk.
Thank you for coming. Okay.
And we have more on Heather Foster. She is working to pay it forward through a charity initiative.
So I came up with a gift of beauty for the residents and the DFW people at large that need service and may not be able to afford a service that we provide in terms of haircuts and beauty treatments and color and nails and all.
To apply for the gift of beauty, reach Heather at heather3909@aol.com or 469-648-8590. In downtown Irving, crews are making a lot of progress on Heritage Park. Work started at the beginning of June, and you can see that there is already a lot of dirt moving as some of the preliminary work moves forward. The more than $5 million project is doubling the size of the park and moving some of the existing features to better showcase them. Also, there will be new lighting and walking paths. One of the biggest draws will be an outdoor amphitheater.
We're going to put an entertainment stage out there, a permanent feature that's going to be out there. It's going to have built-in audio equipment. It's going to have some AV features out there. We're looking at including a large LED TV screen. That's going to allow us to do all types of functions right here in downtown Irving.
The renovated Heritage Park is expected to reopen next year. The Irving Independent School District is encouraging families to register online for the upcoming school year by July 24th. Families have two options for their students, in-person or remote learning, and there are choices under remote learning that are fully explained on the school district website. Classes start on Monday, August 17th. Obviously, there have been a lot of changes in how we look at schooling, but everyone wants to help students succeed. On that thought, let's bring in Crystal Scagno. She's the president and CEO of the Irving Schools Foundation. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thanks for having me, Thomas. It's always a pleasure to visit with you all.
Sure. First, during this pandemic, how has the Irving Schools Foundation responded so far?
This pandemic has completely changed what we do as an organization and the way that we serve our children. We had our Food for Thought program that, ironically, we started a year ago in March. March 2019 is when we launched it. Start feeding children throughout the weekends and long holidays. Never in our wildest dreams would we think that that program would be such a critical need with something like pandemic. So once the pandemic hit, the superintendent called me on a Saturday to let me know that school was going to be canceled, and she asked us to help and said, can y'all keep going with this effort? And we have been feeding kids ever since. So the school district's been awesome. They've been giving our students breakfast and lunch, and then we're there alongside them handing out dinner bags. The community has stepped up and made so many donations of gift cards and cash donations that we've then gone and purchased food to give to these families. So it's been a really tough time. Our kids were already in dire situations prior to the pandemic, and this just took it to the next level.
Along with that new program, Food for Thought, at this time of year, one of your big initiatives is Supplies for Success. A lot of people and companies participate and are familiar with it, but for those people who don't know, tell me about it.
Supplies for Success has been an initiative that's been in existence for quite a few years now. It's a partnership with the city of Irving, with multiple community groups, and we come together to make sure that our kids have everything they need for going back to school. So they get immunizations, haircuts, dental checks, vision checks. The families go through a resource fair where they can learn about different resources in the community that can help them get out of the situation they're in or help them advance themselves. And then lastly, the students get their backpacks filled with supplies and a bag of food. And that to me is the most heartwarming part, when the students get that and they're so excited to go back to school. The city of Irving is an awesome partner. They always have the bounce houses outside and the DJs and the food trucks, and it makes it feel like it's truly just a back to school party for these kids. So that's what Supplies for Success is.
But we know everything is different this year. How is Supplies for Success shaping up this year?
My word for the year has been pivot. Everything is just like, okay, we're just going to change. As an organization, we know that these kids need this assistance. And no matter what school looks like in the fall, they're going to need some sort of help with supplies, with food. So our first thought was we need to cancel the event because we can't have 6,000 children coming in a close proximity to get all these services. But then the more we thought about it, like I said, these kids need that support. So we're pivoting and we're making it a drive-through. So we'll have it at Irving High School. The families will do a drive-through. They'll come and get their backpacks. We'll have a DJ outside, balloons. We're still going to try and make it that festive, exciting event, even though it's having to be, like you said, changed. So it'll be a drive-through Supplies for Success.
And looking ahead, with students having missed several months of in-classroom instruction and also that structure that the school day provides, What are your concerns for students right now?
We are so concerned, number one, about the whole child. So it's more than just the academic struggles that we think these students are going to have. It's, are they eating at home? Are they being nurtured at home? With the stress of a lot of our families having lost jobs and families getting sick, are these students in situations that are now scary? So that's going to be a new component that is going to be added to the virtual in-person school day. Now we're going to have the added component of trying to check on these kids to make sure that they're doing okay at home as well.
And if families see this and they need to be connected with resources, whether it's school supplies or another unmet need, what is your recommendation? I
cannot praise our counselors enough. Our counseling staff in Irving ISD is top-notch. They were the ones that came to us initially in 2019 to say we needed this Food for Thought program. During the pandemic, they have texted families, they've called families. Some of our families were in and out of hotels, and they would go make personal visits to make sure they were okay. So if you're a family that needs help, that counselor is your number one resource. They have our number. They can get you on the list to get help with Food for Thought, with Supplies for Success, and they just have so many resources they can help with. So I love our counselors. They're amazing, and they have been a true partner and going above and beyond their jobs this summer as we've been trying to help our kids and into the fall. So that would be my recommendation, is check with them, and they can connect you with everything out there.
Crystal Scanio, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you.
And a reminder that you can find out more about the foundation and Supplies for Success, find out how to donate at irvingschoolsfoundation.org. In economic development news, the American Athletic Conference moved its headquarters from Rhode Island to Irving. The offices fill 18,000 square feet of the Summit office complex in Las Colinas. The new offices will include a video production studio that will be used to produce segments that will be broadcast on ESPN. There will also be a command center that will allow for real-time monitoring and interaction with officials at conference football games. Atmos Energy is advising customers to be alert for possible scams. The company says it's important for everyone to know that none of its employees will ever demand payment in person. Also, employees will always wear shirts or vests with the Atmos logo, and they will display identification. As an extra step, you can call to verify the employee's identity. The number is 1-888-286-6700. That's also where to report a possible scam. Irving's response rate to the U.S. Census continues to lag that of our neighboring cities. Irving also trails the state and national response rates. Leaders say it is important to respond to make sure Irving gets its share of federal dollars for a long list of programs. People who did not respond to the invitation to respond online can expect follow-up mailers and perhaps even an in-person visit. A reminder that the answers are kept confidential by law. Learn more at 2020census.gov. Now it is time for our Pets of the Week, and in these stressful times, we all need a hero. We may have one for you right here.
Hello everyone, and welcome to this week's Pets of the Week. I'm Brett Wheeler, joined via Zoom by Michael Whiteside. And Michael, we have a super special Pets of the Week this week.
We do. We have what I'm going to refer to as our Furtastic 4 set of superhero dogs at the shelter right now. And these 4 are kind of what would normally be called hard to place pets because they have quirks. It's not that they're bad dogs, they just have their own little quirks, but they also have some superpowers that are worth noting. First up, we have Cher. Cher's superpower is really harnessing energy. She can run and jump and play and swim and run some more for extended periods of time without tiring out. Now, the thing with her, though, is once she does kind of get some of that energy out, she just kind of wants to lay next to you and hang out and get some belly rubs. But she does have a lot of energy. She's only 2 years old, so she's still pretty much a puppy, but she loves people. She loves other animals. She's going to be a fantastic dog for anyone and really bring a lot of that fun energy into your home.
The next group of the Furtastic 4 is Luna. Tell me about her.
So Luna is a 4-year-old yellow lab mix. She is the sweetest girl that really just loves people. I would say her superpower is really her heightened senses. When you have her in a play yard, she will come up and spend a little bit of time with you, but then she's off checking out everything around her in the yard. She wants to make sure she knows what's going on at all times, but she will come right back and give you some love and look for some support and look for your direction for what she should do next to take care of whatever she's sensing around her. The one thing with her is that she doesn't really like other pets, which I know is odd for a lab mix. Typically, they love everybody. I think probably because she's named for Moon, that it probably gives her a little bit of that craziness in her head where she just doesn't like other animals, but she loves people. She's going to be great in a yard. She knows commands. She's treat motivated as well. And again, she's a real love bug.
And like most superheroes, they may tend to be a little rough around the edges, but once you delve deeper into their origin story, you find out exactly who they are.
Yeah, and Luna would definitely fall into that description because, her origin story is a little bit different. She's here now and we're ready to find her that perfect home.
Up next, we have a Master of Illusion with Paco. Now tell me a little about Paco.
Yeah, Paco is another one of our pets here that has been not really having great luck meeting people, mostly because he gives off this illusion that he is upset or scared or angry when people come up to his kennel to meet him. And that's just kind of his defense mechanism. So he gives this illusion that he is a tough guy. Once you get him out into a yard and once he knows you a little bit better, he just wants to be right next to you, getting all sorts of love, all sorts of cuddles. He's only 1.5 years. He's a lab mix. He can be nervous initially, but again, once you get past that initial interaction with him, he is such a friendly dog. I think a lot of it stems from, I think he was probably kept in a yard the majority of the time with his previous owner. And so he didn't really get a whole lot of human interaction. And so that makes him real nervous around people, especially men. But again, once you get past that, he's so sweet and lovable. It just goes along with what we've always said before, which when you come to a shelter, what you see in a kennel is most likely not what you're going to see once you meet them in person. So always, give the benefit of the doubt to those pets that are giving off an illusion of something else that they're probably not really, that's not really their true personality.
Now the final member of the Furtastic Four is Apollo, and tell me about Apollo.
Apollo is a fun dog. He is a bull terrier. He's white with big black spots, and his superpower is going to be speed. He can go so fast, especially if he's going after a toy or he's just coming to meet you. He will take off and run as fast as he possibly can to get to you or to get to the toy, and really then wants to play and run around with you and have a great time. He's another one that isn't so great around other pets, although I believe he has been in some play groups before and did okay, but we have him kind of listed as an only dog type pet. But he's definitely more than enough if you want a single dog, because he will keep you entertained, he'll keep you active, and he'll give you lots of love. He's only 2.5 years old. He's still young. He's still got a lot of time to go and really bring a lot of love to you.
Now, Michael, without a doubt, there are a lot of super fantastic animals at the Irving Animal Care Campus, and we'd be amiss if we didn't mention that there are also some amazing super cats there as well.
And you'd be correct, because we are still technically in kitten season, so we have a lot of cats and a lot of kittens right now waiting for their forever homes. And the great thing about the month of July is that right now, we all know that summer is just cooler with cats. And with that being said, all cats that are 1 year and older are going to be free to adopt all month long. All kittens are only going to be $50 to adopt all month long. And those adoptions still include all the normal benefits that you get with adoption, which are the spay-neuter, up-to-date vaccinations, the microchip and microchip enrollment, and so much more, which is usually, all that stuff usually can run you around $200, $250. So, it's a great deal and a great time to really come check out a lot of the cats and kittens that we have waiting to go home with you. Pandemic or not, kitten season still happens, and we're still getting a ton of kittens coming in every day. So we have every color, every size, every age that you could want to choose from. So we'd love to have people come down and find their perfect cat woman or man.
Yeah, Michael, and that's a great reminder that even if these pets can help save you, you can help save them and be their hero. So be sure to look out for those programs. Back to you, Thomas.
A fun theme this week. Good job, guys. The best way to adopt right now is to call the Animal Care Campus and make arrangements to meet. DFW Humane Society's number is 972-721-7788. For Irving Animal Services, call 972-721-2256. Also, check out the websites you see on your screen. We will continue to cover the response to COVID-19 and the West Nile virus next time on City Source. Also, the Irving Golf Club is attracting a lot of visitors during this pandemic. Find out about the increase and steps taken to keep golfers safe. And we'll have the touching story of the celebration of a little girl's recovery after months in the hospital because of a household injury. Find out what first responders and her family say we can all learn from her experience. Remember, you can always email us your thoughts on our stories. The address is ictn@cityofirving.org, and find us on YouTube. Our channel is at youtube.com/thecityofirving. Subscribe and you can get notifications when we upload new videos. And that's it for this edition of City Source. Thanks for watching, stay healthy, and we'll see you next time.